Hey you guys, welcome back. We're over in a different spot because Sven insisted on being in his little swingy chair for this. So today I wanted to talk about some of my favorite random tools, like things I use for my plants that you wouldn't normally think about using. They're things that over the years I've collected thinking that would be a smart thing to have, and then got it and it really was truly a smart thing to have. And maybe some of these will give you guys some ideas and they can be helpful for you as well. As with any video, everything will be linked in the description box down below. If there's anything that you like, you can check it out down there. Okay, we will dive right in. So first thing, this guy. Now this comes up all the time in my Instagram, my video comments. Everybody asks about this. So this guy is the cheapest label writer that Staples sells. If you are type A and you want all your plants labeled, or you like the aesthetic of an embossed label, then these are awesome. So it came out of necessity for me. I'll travel for like a month at a time, so my fiance has to take care of all the plants. So the last time that I went to South Korea for a month, I was concerned he wouldn't know what to water, so I got the label maker and labeled everything. So there's an example of kind of what it looks like. It's definitely an aesthetic. It's not like a fancy printed label or anything. You do have to hand punch it. Takes a while, but that is the look that you will get from these little label writers. It looks really cute. Like when everything in the greenhouse is all labeled, it definitely is an aesthetic. It's got a look to it that I can appreciate. So both functional and a cute way to label all your plants. And this next item I've also showed in videos before, and that is these little squeezy bottles. So these things are awesome for watering anything that could use more precision watering. So cacti, or maybe a smaller pot, or really something without drainage. I do grow one plant without drainage, but it's awesome for targeted watering. You just squirt away, and you can make sure that you're really targeting. It's awesome too, like propagations. So I use this for like propagating my variegated string of hearts, tons of stuff. It's super, super helpful. I use it all the time for everything because it's kind of fun. It's nice to go around to squeeze water into everything. You can tell this one is labeled distilled. I believe I have 3 of these floating around my apartment. So in the summers, I keep one with fertilizer in it, one with just basic distilled, and then I think one with just regular water for the cacti. Like this guy. Typically, I like to saturate my plants in the sink. Everyone's got good drainage holes, well-draining soil. I just pour water on them, whether it's in the shower, in the sink, but these guys, I'd prefer to just give it some direct watering around the roots, make sure that I'm not like soaking the soil, and that is how I water the cacti and succulents. It's just a little more convenient for some stuff that you'd rather be really targeted with your watering on. And next one, I've also shown in some of my videos in the past, and that is a planting mat. So this thing is so convenient. I can't believe I only got one this year, but you just unfold it, click the little buttons up, and it's waterproof. You can make a huge mess on there, and then at the end, you just fold it, dump it in the trash, and wipe it clean. For all the messes I've made, and for how much stuff I've had to clean up off of the floors, the counters, I wish I had this thing much, much sooner. Not everyone has the luxury of potting and planting outside. Again, I live in Canada, like 6 months of the year it's snowing, and the other 6 months I live in an apartment. So I don't really have the option of going out into the yard to do all this. This thing helps a lot. And a little quick one, while we're on the topic of planting, of course, we all have gardening gloves, but there is something about using your hands to do all this. And I keep my nails quite long. So when I'm doing all my potting, I definitely get tons of crap shoved up under my nails. And I used to just struggle trying to get it all out. That's why I wanted to bring up a nail brush. I, for years, just would be constantly trying to clean under my nails, so frustrated with all the dirt and crap. And I saw this in like the quick checkout lane at Canadian Tire and was like, that would probably work really well for getting the dirt out. So I picked this thing up and it has been like a godsend. Again, so simple and stupid and obvious, but I never thought of it. So if you have longer nails, a nail brush is so helpful for after you're done planting. It takes like 5 seconds to clean my hands off after. Nail brush, obvious. And while we're on the topic of obvious, I water a lot of my big plants in the shower. I do that because it's a great opportunity to clean off the leaves. If there's ever any bugs, you just spray them off, and it's a great way to deep water some of these huge pots. But my poor back, these things weigh so much, especially after they're watered. A 12-inch pot is like a whole workout. So my OH&S safety moment is a plant stand with wheels. Then I can just push my plants around, wheel them right into the shower, shower them off, and then wheel them right back to their spot once they've drained. This has probably saved my back so much pain. Again, so obvious, but it took me years to think of this. Okay, the next one is a fun one. These. So these are like critter peepers. I can see all of the pests. So if I'm having an issue or I'm dealing with really anything, I spot something out of the ordinary, I pop these guys on and go hunting. Yeah, there we go. And this is even the least magnified. So these guys come with a ton of different lenses, more magnified than this. But as you can imagine, these are awesome. If you need to spot a spider mite or figure out if that little guy running across your leaf is a beneficial mite or a spider mite, these are very helpful. So be brave, let your neighbors see you being a weird plant person. Before this, I used to go around with a magnifying glass and a headlamp. I don't know what's cooler. At least this is supposed to be this way. So if you're a neurotic, overprotective plant parent like me, get yourself some cool goggles. I have to thank one of the admins of my local rare plant group. She bought a similar pair to these and recommended them, and here we are. So I will link these guys down below if you want to check them out. Next thing that I would recommend is super simple, just some of these cheap little bottles. For a lot of the chemicals, it's actually cheaper to buy the concentrate, but then you have to mix it yourself. So having some reusable bottles around that you can use to save on plastic, because we like to go through these safers and stuff. I know I am a preventative sprayer as well. This is just a more environmentally friendly option that also looks kind of nice. Like, I don't mind having this hanging out on a plant shelf. It kind of looks cute. So these guys are handy, and these little droppers are also super handy. If anyone has ever purchased Super Thrive before, you'll know that those little bottles, they say add 1 drop, and they're like an open top bottle. So there's just no way. This, I can actually add like a drop or 2. So this, super, super convenient. Just why not make your life a little easier? Okay, and my last couple of items are kind of more like make sense, but also looks good items. So I personally recommend keeping around a cute little watering can that you like the looks of, that you're happy keeping out. So letting water sit before you water your plants can help some of those more sensitive plants like calatheas and that. If you don't want to go the distilled water route or reverse osmosis, letting it sit for a little while is helpful. So I have a whole distiller system, it's a whole thing. So I actually use this for mosquito dunks. So mosquito dunks are super, super helpful when you're dealing with fungus gnats. But the dunks have to sit in water for a while. So I just fill up this guy, pop a little hunk of a dunk in there, and this is what I use to water the plants for a few weeks after that. So actually mine has like remnants. You can still see the mosquito dunks in there. So if you are limited on space, a cute watering can that you're happy to have sit out can be very helpful. And finally, just stating the obvious, plants grow and homes are only so big. So while you might love that your pothos or your monstera just keeps growing, sometimes a haircut is needed. So I always keep around a number of decorative vases just for propagations. So on a plant shelf, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, you can take cuttings from your plants and you can just pop them into some cute little vases. And it's a great way to propagate and also green up a space. And I've talked about this in past videos too, but roots on propagations grow better in the dark. So if you have a dark room, like a bathroom or an internal room with no windows or limited light in a room, a cutting in a vase is a great way to green up that space. Then you also don't need more plants. You can take a cutting of a plant from over there and put it in a vase over here. And then you have 2 plants. And I think that is it. I might be forgetting something, but that is kind of it for my more obscure, I didn't think of it right away, plant tools. I guess I'll end this video here. So before I go, I just wanted to say thank you all so much. We hit 5,000 subscribers last week. It's so awesome coming on here and doing a video every week and just having such an awesome conversation with everyone in the comments. So if you guys have made it this far, leave me a comment down below of a video that you would love to see. I just have such a burning plant passion and I love sharing it with you guys. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, you guys. Sven says goodbye too.